Alright, welcome back to another episode of me trying to work on OpenSuspect. So what we have here is last time we fixed the character. This is an active pull request, so I should have probably opened this in my browser before I started the stream, but whatever. So this is an open pull request. Someone please review it. I know someone will eventually, but I want to work on fixing other things, and I don't want to go back to the original Godot 4 branch, because we already fixed the character. Why don't we just go ahead and fix everything else? So I guess I will just git branch out to something, git branch fix game start, and then git switch fix game start. And now that we did that, let's see the git graph here. Yeah, game start is the same as fix character at the moment, but it won't be for long. So let's open our OpenSuspect project. We are on Godot version 4.0.2 now, which means Godot was updated. I just updated my Arch Linux this morning so that I can, get the freshest of the fresh Godot versions. And what a nice improvement compared to Godot 3, that actually the things that I was working on previously are opened again. But I don't want to work on these things. I'm gonna work on something else. So I will just, I guess, close all tabs here. And we'll just start the game and try to debug things as they arise. Let's send this to our other virtual desktop here, and let's go and let's start with creating a game. So I would, maybe the ideal thing would be to start with the dedicated server, but dedicated server, I'm not sure if it even worked properly in our Godot 3 version. So let's we will have to change this. This is not pre-alpha anymore. We reached alpha status already. So let's just, if I tap on create here, of course the game freezes. Invalid set index network peer on base scene tree with value of type enet multiplayer peer. Okay, a lot of jargon over here. But basically this is the line we will have to attend to, and that is create a game. So when we create a game, we try to initialize the Godot networks. Let's stop everything here. Debug session closed. Very good. Let's make this. Can I hide? Yeah, okay. So what we want to do here is we want to create this peer, which is an inet multiplayer peer. So I can just control click on this to jump to our help here. Inet multiplayer online tutorials, high level multiplayer. Let's see if this is actually going to work for Godot 4. Some document pages may still state outdated information. That is the case sometimes. So it says networked multiplayer inet.new and then peer.create server. So is this what we're doing here actually? Yes. Max players is okay, that's fine. The problem is that it said there is no create server. Okay, so we want to open the inet multiplayer create server port int max clients int max channels int. Okay, so this is not the problem we had, right? Get tree, this was the problem. So this works the same as it worked in Godot 3, I guess, or the conversion worked properly here. And then we set get tree.network peer as peer, initializing the server listening to a given port with a given number of peers. That is fine. And then initializing as a client, we can create a client instead, I guess, and then set it as the network peer. So here, that is of course not working. We create server. Create server, if we click here, initialize this multiplayer peer in mesh mode. The provider unique ID will be used as the local peer network unique ID once assigned as a mesh configuration. In the mesh configuration, you will need to set up each new peer manually using inet connection before calling add mesh peer. While this technique is more advanced, it allows for better control over the connection process. Oh, this create mesh. What we want is a create server. Create server that listens connections with a port. Not that port, okay. Change the server. Change the interface server listens on set bind IP. This default IP is the wildcard which listens on all available interfaces. Return, okay, so returns okay if a server was created. Okay, that is good. And then there is not much we can deduce from here. It just returns okay. So I guess what we need to check is the get tree command. Scene tree returns a scene tree that contains this node. Very good. So scene tree will have properties such as current scene, auto accept quit, multiplayer poll. There is no such thing as a network peer though. Multiplayer poll. There is no such thing as network peer anymore, I guess. Get multiplayer, get node. Okay, so maybe we want to set multiplayer instead. Set group, string name, okay, what's set multiplayer? This one. Set a custom multiplayer API with the given root path, controlling also the relative subpaths, or override the default one if root path is empty. That's a custom multiplayer API. Root path. I don't really think this is what we need here, do we? Let me take a look at the debug message one more time. Create invalid set index network peer on base scene tree with value of type inet multiplayer. Invalid set index network peer on base scene tree with a value of, okay, so there is not much information here other than it's invalid. So peer is a, I guess let's open the inspector here. Remote inet multiplayer peer. Refuse new connections, transfer channel, encode buffer. Okay, nothing here. So what we actually need to figure out here is how to set, okay, the network peer. Okay, that's in Godot 4, I guess. we need to get the network connect, the peer connected. The scene tree let's go back up here. Currency and debug fucking multiplayer poll. Pose, edited scene route, debug paths, hint. Of course, set multiplayer. We need a multiplayer API. What is a multiplayer API? High-level multiplayer API interface. Base class for high-level multiplayer API implementation. See also multiplayer peer. Enet multiplayer peer. Okay, so scene tree, by default, scene tree has a reference to an implementation of this class and uses it to provide multiplayer capabilities across the whole scene. It is possible to override the multiplayer API instance used by specific tree branches by calling scenetree.setMultiplayer method, effectively allowing to run both client and server in the same scene. It is also possible to extend or replace the default implementation via scripting or native extensions. Okay, that's that is too much. I guess inherited by multiplayer API in extension, scene multiplayer, high-level multiplayer implementation. The class is the default implementation of multiplayer API used to provide multiplayer functionalities in Godot engine. This implementation supports RPCs via node.rpc and node.rpc-id and requires multiplayer API.rpc to be passed a node. This implementation additionally provides scene tree replication via the multiplayer spawner and multiplayer synchronizer nodes and the scene replication config resource. Okay. I am not really sure that I understand what's going on here. Note, high-level multiplayer API protocol is implementation detail and it isn't meant to be used by non-Godot servers. It may change without notice. Okay. So what I'm guessing here is that we shouldn't be using the Enet multiplayer peer anymore for multiplayer implementation in Godot 4. High-level multiplayer, WebSocket, WebRTC. So this is what we were looking at here. Initializing a network. The object that controls networking in Godot is the same one that controls everything. Tree-related scene tree. To initialize high-level networking, scene tree must be provided with a network multiplayer peer object. To create that object first to be initialized as a server or client, and this is not how any of this works here. So Godot 4 documentation does not work. Okay, maybe we'll have to just search here. Godot engine 4 network initialize. Godot 4 networking overview. Multiplayer in Godot 4 on servers, rsets, and state updates. Okay. Goodbye server platform. Hello headless display. Removing rsets. Future work. Okay. So initially, in reality, using rsets. Oh. I am sorry for the noise. My Mastodon was not muted here. properly. And now I'm getting all the notifications loudly. How do I mute this? Okay, muted. Sorry for that. Alright, kinematic body 2D. Okay, this is, it's making two separate R sets, generating two packets with my, okay. RPC update state. Very good. I have no idea what this is supposed to be. You're here. Multiplayer in Godot 4 on servers, RSets, and state updates. Multiplayer in Godot 4. RPC syntax, channels, ordering, init wrappers, WebRTC, I guess. First of all, many users wanted to access some of init specific features, getting the round trip time, pinging, setting timeouts, bandwidth limits, and some wanted to simply use init without the high-level multiplayer obsession of Godot. For this reason, we reorganized the old network multiplayer init, now renamed init multiplayer peer. Yeah, okay. As an easy interface for high-level multiplayer API, and implemented two lower-level. Okay, well, I don't really need the lower levels. I want to know how the higher level should be working here. Init equals init multiplayer peer.new. That is, of course, what we are doing here, and maybe this should be actually legible for people watching on mobile too. Okay. Create server is as simple as before. Init create server port. Optional details is now moved to the init connection interface. Okay, we don't really need to do this. Multiplayer.set network peer init. Okay, what is multiplayer here? You can access underlying init connection while get host function. Alternative, retrieve connected init packet here with the get peer ID method. Or peer, okay, what the heck is multiplayer here? And get host. Okay, so what is multiplayer? What is multiplayer? Node multiplayer API. The multiplayer API instance associated with this node. See scene3.get multiplayer. Okay, multiplayer API. Get multiplayer for path, node path. Return the multiplayer API configured for the given path. Or the default one if for path is empty. Multiplayer API. And this is... Do I just have to change this to get tree dot multiplayer? Or get tree dot set multiplayer and set it to peer. Invalid argument for set multiplayer function. One argument should be multiplayer API, but is init multiplayer peer. Okay. I have no idea what I'm doing here. Is there anyone in the chat who knows anything about anything? No. Set network peer. Okay, so we need to get the multiplayer and then set the network peer on that. Okay. Maybe I want to do get multiplayer dot set network peer, maybe. There is no set network peer here, right? Because get multiplayer, what does it return to us? It returns a multiplayer API. Multiplayer API does not have anything here. Is server, has multiplayer peer, create default interface. Okay, what is this? Returns a new instance of the default multiplayer API. How do I even start with this? Set network peer is not so. Command line tutorial, GDScript, Godot engine, Godot for networking on YouTube. Oh no, we have advertisements here. I don't have the ad blocker turned on here. No. Godot for multiplayer and Godot for in-app wrappers, WebRTC, multiplayer and Godot for initialize multiplayer. How to set a custom multiplayer in Godot 4? Network is network multiplayer enet.new. Gateway is scene multiplayer.new, and then get tree set multiplayer. Gateway self.getPath. Okay, so create server. That is yeah, that is what we are doing here. We need a gateway, which is a new scene multiplayer. Multiplayer.set multiplayer peer network. There is no set multiplayer peer here. I had been having some issues with the custom multiplayer and not getting out. Okay, so how on earth am I supposed to solve this? Godot engine for multiplayer. So maybe I will have to go to YouTube here. Multiplayer in Godot 4. Warning! This info could become outdated with the release of Godot. Don't try create client multiple times in succession. Godot for networking demonstration complete. What I learned, I could not get a client. Okay, I don't care. I just want to create things here. Project Godot main.tscn main.gd. Inet multiplayer.new. This is multiplayer peer. Okay. Create server, that is good. Multiplayer.multiplayer peer equals multiplayer peer. So get multiplayer.multiplayer peer equals peer. Okay. What's next? And I forgot to increase the text size here. On host, network info. Okay, that is fine enough. And network, well, what multiplayer underscore peer, which is what is multiplayer underscore peer? It is the nnet multiplayer peer. Okay. So multiplayer p underscore peer dot create server, and then multiplayer underscore peer dot peer connected dot connect. Multiplayer underscore peer dot peer connected. So the multiplayer peer is the eNet multiplayer, so that is going to be called peer in our thing here. So that means peer dot peer connected under peer underscore connected, peer underscore connected dot connect. And then we need the function name, I guess, here, because this just gives the full function in this connect thing over there. So I guess connected new player. Is this supposed to work like this? Then I just give connected new. Okay. Connected new player is here. It is a function which doesn't do anything here. And then peer.peer connected. No, it's peer, and we need a disconnect, I guess. Peer disconnected dot connect. I guess this is how we can connect things to our signals over there. Connection type equals client server, that is fine. List connections to player name server, name equals player name plus server, and then we go forward. All right. Is this at least legitimate GD script? Invalid call, non-existent function set hot node in base nil. Called when the node enters the scene for the first time. And we don't have the game scene set. Or the HUD. It is a totally different type of problem that we have here. And this problem is going from deferred overlay. Transition handler did not get the game scene right yet. Okay, let's stop this. When does the transition handler actually gets the game scene? And I know this game scene, this should be removed later, because new game scene is game loaded. When game loaded is called, then it will be created. So when is game loaded gonna call? So let's cd index rc and search for game loaded. New game load function. Okay, so rg game loaded. Transition, it's game.gd. And I guess in game .gd, once we actually load, then game loaded self unexpected identifier in class body. Oh, game.gd is full of errors. That's the problem, probably. Master and master sync behavior is not officially supported anymore. Try using another keyword or making custom logic using get multiplayer, get remote sender ID. Let's remove all these messages here. This could have been comments. Dear Godot engine converter. Okay, so I guess RPC call local, RPC call local, any peer call local, I don't know what these are supposed to mean. And of course, this would have been nice if it told me which one I had here, master or master sync. But anyways, we will be able to just, I guess, do a git diff on this specific file later. Now what? Okay, so problem. Oh, no, there's no problem. There's a breakpoint. So new game scene. It's actually something that's valid. So let's remove this breakpoint and let's the game run. Non-existent function call on load map on base nil. The game scene equals new game scene. It's supposed to be already set. Game scene is... Wait, what? Game scene is still null for some reason. Why though? Let's run. Game scene.load map, so non-existent function load map on base nil. So what is going on here? We already set. So this game scene is null. This game scene is also null. Why? This new game scene, it's not null. So new game scene. It's remote node 2D. We take a look at the game. Wait, what? Oh, it's still not on the scene tree though. Save reference to game scene. Why don't you save it there? Game scene equals new game scene. Step over Game scene is still null. What does the... Is there any error here that we might be missing here? Local variable player ID is declared but never used. Who cares? Okay, I don't really know what these are supposed to be. The game scene is still null. The heck is going on here? Stop. Stop the clock here. Stop the race. What the heck is this doing? New game scene. Did they change how you... No, I mean... What on earth? Is this... Okay, game scene. What is game scene? Game scene... Node 2D... Get... So this is, I guess, is this the new set get? Is this, tossing it because I set it to set get? Isn't the set get only supposed to be used when outside function is referencing this? Can I just no, go for and let's jump into, step into. Yeah, for some reason this is not how setGet is supposed to work. So even though I am trying to set this value inside the same script that this value is belonging to, it is still deferring to the toss. Why on earth are you using the setGet functions inside the same script? How am I supposed? Okay, can I just check the Godot 4 reference for setGet? GDScript grammar. Okay, I have no idea what this is supposed to be, but anyways, let's see setter. Initialization versus export. A pair of setter and getter functions. How to read the Godot API. Signals necessary. Setter needs to be created to emit the signal. GDScript reference properties, setters and getters. Okay. Sometimes you want a class member's variable to do more than just hold data and actually perform some validation or computation, whether its value changes. It may also be desired to encapsulate its access in some way. For this, GDScript provides special syntax to define using the set and get keywords after a variable declaration. Then you can define a code block that will be executed when the variable is accessed or assigned. Okay, so this is set. And this is get, Okay, using the variable name inside its own setter or getter will directly access the underlying member, so it won't generate infinite recursion and save you from explicitly declaring another variable. Okay, return once when changed set value. Change the emit value once when changed equals value. What? This backing member variable is not created if you don't use it. Unless setGet in previous Godot versions, the properties setter and getter are always called even when accessed inside the same class suite or without prefixing with self. This makes the behavior consistent. No, it makes the behavior stupid. It makes the behavior annoying. If you need direct access to the variable, use another variable for direct access and make the property code use that name. What? In case you want to split the code from the variable declaration or you need to share the code across multiple properties, you can use different notation to use existing class functions. This can also be done in the same time. This is against the rules. Now these rules are stupid. How then in this case, if in case you want to split the code from the variable declaration, you need to share the code. Okay, I don't get this. This makes the behavior consistent. No, it's not consistent. It's not how it's done in Python, for example. If you need direct access to the value, use another variable for direct access and make the property code use that name. Okay, so does this mean that what I need to do, instead of var underscore game scene as a node to the get equals get game scene and k this is not what I'm looking for, so okay, go back. Setters and getters. Okay. Get equals those. Okay, so here actually what I can do instead just do a get and a set. So instead of get game scene here, well, I guess this works, so why should I change it? And set will just go to toss. That is fine enough, but then the get game scene, this function, I cannot just click on this to go there or what? Then it should return underscore game scene, I guess. And here when we actually set the game scene to something, what we need to do is underscore game scene. New game scene. Okay, I think this is what it meant. And this is, I would like to register my protest against this change. Okay, non-existent function get unique ID in base scene tree. So we are at a different bug at the moment, different error. Get my character resource. Var ID int get tree get unique ID. Okay, so when is this called? Get my character resource. This is an autoload characters. This is called when we tried somewhere in the game when add the map node. The map node is ready, so it tries to get the character resource for my character, but my character, we need to get our own ID here. Don't we have something that does this in networking? Or is it connections? What is connections doing? Get my ID. Okay, well, that's what we need to get my ID. Right? Stop the execution here. Stop the phone, or what? Hold the phone. Stop the phone. Hit. I don't know what I'm even trying to say here. So. What am I supposed to do with this? Now I guess this will just break whenever I try to get my ID from the connections, right? So instead of here, the breakage will happen when in the get my ID portion. Stop. Get unique ID. So what I need instead is to store my own ID, I guess. Which would be nice if I knew how to do that. Oh, very nice. Very nice. We finally have a symbol that says that this is actually an inherited thing in there. Okay, very good. Now, when do I get my ID? How do I get my ID? So connections. So where is the create game? Client-side code, we need the server-side code somewhere. Yeah, create game. Connection type, okay. I guess we should be able to get some kind of ID from the get3.getMultiplier. Multiplayer. Right, so we need to get the multiplayer instead of that. So let's go back to get my ID. Get3. So get multiplayer. Dot get unique ID. I think this is supposed to work. So let's create the server. Create game. Create. Okay, you actually loaded up something. That is good. Nothing, things don't work now, though. Debug session started, so I don't know what's going on here. So we definitely loaded up the map. Let's see the remote scene here. So we have game. Isn't that supposed to be under scenes or something? Yeah, no. Is game supposed to be the root scene here? I'm not 100% sure about that, but okay. Map, lobby, and then everything is here. But characters, we have nothing on characters. What is this? We have the HUD, heads up display is here. We have the game start button hidden for some reason in the game UI. Okay, so what's up with this? It's definitely not working because there's supposed to be like trees and stuff going all over the place. The player character is not added to the scene. But there is no error. There's no error at all. Going to create the game. We go to transition handler to load the game scene, which switches base to the game.tsc. Okay, so it actually switches base to the game.tsc and loads up the heads-up display. So when this is ready, this will call the transition handler, I guess, that the game is... Okay, let's just put a pin over there. Let's see what's happening when I create the game. Okay. So transition handler will be told that the game is loaded, and this is kind of the worst practice of this project that I just send this game scene, this sends the reference to itself to the transition handler. This is not how it's supposed to be done. When we create the game scene, we should be it should have signals attached to it or something, so we can signal it to do some things. I'm not sure how it should be done, but this is not how it's supposed to be done for sure. So let's go into this, step into game loaded. Well, we know what this does. We enter the lobby. The game scene will be called to load the map called lobby. And once we get the game scene, of course, which is now correct, and go to the load map function on it with the map name lobby. So of course we will go, let's take a look at our remote node here. So game has a map node which we'll go through one by one, but there is no child in that, so nothing happens. Items.clear items, if we jump into this, this will basically remove all items, but there are 0 items, so same for corpses, there are no corpses here. We'll load the map path. So the map path is this lobby.tsc, and the actual map will be loaded using the resource loader. And now that it's done, things inside the map will start loading, I guess. Yeah, this is the map template, so this will have the map themes, roles, resources, the exported vote resource, task nodes, player camera. Okay, what's up with the player camera? HUD node. Now where the hell are we now? We are tasks.gd, which is I have no idea where that is connected to. Oh, this is node 2D. Oh, this is tasks. No? Where the heck are the tasks? Anyways, let's go through this twice for some reason. Okay, so we are in Pool Manager. So Pool Manager is supposed to still function as we are loading up the map. We go through all this. So the Pool Manager is initialized, I guess. I don't know how many times. Oh, but the Pool Manager is actually loaded. I don't know how many times. Bottom wall. Okay, can we just move up until this point? So the map is loaded. So we have the actual map node. Actual map saved in a variable, which is the map node. And we'll set the HUD node, the heads up display node. Let's jump into this. Assert HUD node is not null, but HUD node is null. Okay, there is an assertion here. New HUD node is null. So this is a problem. Okay, the actual HUD node has to be null. Oh, don't freeze on me, Godot editor. Yeah, it froze on me. Can I close it? Do I have to kill it? Very sad end of the Godot engine over there. Lists. Yeah, we modified everything here. I don't know what the TRS... Yeah, like characters.gd, that's true change. Connections.gd, true change. Transition handler to true change. This thing, the game.gd, that's true change. Game.tscn. The heck is this one? In my diff. Why is there a lot of unchanged numbers? 2000, 2000, 2000 in the hacking git diff. But I did not change any of these. I did not change the game.tscn, so I don't know. Git add autoloads, git add game, git restore UI elements. Yeah, this is how it should be. And now let's load. And now the script. The set HUD node. hot node equals new hot node. So there is another setGet problem here. Is that true? No, hot node is just simply control. There is no setGet for hot node. Maybe that is the problem, that we just get a new hot node which is an empty, which is null. Maybe we should add a check here. If new hot node equals null, assert false. Don't set this to a null object. I guess I could probably just assert that it is not null. I don't know how asserts work and if they will work here. Same, this should be just assert hot node equals null. Because asserts will be removed from the code, and these basically should always be good. So this is not something that the user should be worried about. These things should be set properly by the game. And I guess that's what asserts are for, to check if the logic of the program is good or not. Okay, let's, in this case, I just wanted to go through this and see if there is anything we actually don't run into any problems. Okay. Then we have to do the stepwise analysis over there after the breakpoint. So let's no, I guess I should have jumped into that. So we jump into the game loaded here. Game scene is of course set. We also need to jump into the enter lobby. Which is RPC call local for some reason. Game scene load map, we jump into this one also. And we know nothing, map path, and we load the actual map. Let's take a look at the remote. Scene tree over there. Okay, so actual map is loaded and the hot node is null. Okay, why is the hot node null? Well, I guess hot node is a control which is set to null. That is fine. When is this supposed to be set? So what we're missing here is the hot node is not yet set. Is this true? Yes, it's true. It's not yet set. But why isn't the hot node set yet? So where is the hot node set? So rg hot node. So the map template is gd. HUD node equals new HUD node. So here what we're doing is setting the HUD node on the map. And of course the map has a set HUD node because the map, for some reason, the map itself has to know the HUD node because task interaction. This is actually not a good practice here. The map template, the maps only know the HUD node to use like task interaction here. It's interacting with the tasks. Tasks. Yeah. So that is definitely something we shouldn't rely on here. But we should actually set the HUD node. Which is, I guess, somewhere in line 96 on the game.gd. Set HUD node. So this is called sometime. No, this is actually never called because. Is it called anytime ever? Let's see. Yeah, so this is called, that's fine, and set HUD node is called, and then the HUD node is going to be set. And then we set it to the actual map. And this is when transition games handler game scene set HUD node self. Okay, so connections.isServer I guess might have return is dedicated server or is client server, is dedicated server, is client server, is connection type. Okay, what? So when the HUD is ready, it will call the game scene, yeah, this is what calls the game scenes set HUD node. Alright. That is very good. And then the game scene sets the HUD node to the map for some reason. But when the map is loaded, when is the load map called? Load map is called when, okay, so maybe what we have here is the order of loading these scenes is not the same as it was before. So now, even though we expect the HUD node to be loaded before the map is started to be loaded, actually it's not. That is what is going on over there. But in the HUD, why don't we? Okay, so let's let me run this again. And of course, this one we just run through. If connections is server, show start button. Connection type equals 0 and type is 2, I guess. It just does not work for the is server. So we don't think we are a server. Because connection type is not set. So connection type is now not set when we are starting a server. Where is create server? Create a game. Connection type is client server. So what the heck? Do we have like another stat-get problem here? Yes, of course we have. Connection type in. Okay, so this is what we want. Everything is copied here, but this is underscored. And whenever we have connection type equals something, then we actually set the underscore connection type. Underscore connection type. Underscore connection type. And now if I run this, and let this go through is server. No, it still thinks it's not server. Why? Why do you still think you're not a server? I just fixed you. Okay, so connections is server. Let's jump into this. Is dedicated server, is client server. That is very easy. Is dedicated server is going to check whether is connection type a dedicated server. Very good. Let's jump into this. So type we are comparing to is type 1 and connection type is 0. Why is it 0? Why are you 0? Client server, we set it. Oh, I know, because I'm dumb. I'm sorry. Get connection type is what we need to modify here. Get connection type should return underscore connection type. So now, this one we can jump through, and now there is an error. For my ID and get tree. Okay, so create character. So finally. Okay, so the problem was that the game thought we are playing local mode, which no, we are a server now. Okay, so where my ID equals get tree.get unique ID, and instead of this, what we need is connections.get my ID. Great. Let's run again. Now breakpoint. Let's move forward. There is also get tree, get unique ID. Okay, so what I need to do actually, hold the phone, and this string has to be what happened to the string? Oh no! What do they get? Free dot get something. Yeah, that's what I need. Get free, but I guess I need to escape this. And also the dot and the get underscore unique ID. So we have a lot of this. So how can I change all these? Well, I guess I could do it in Vim. Get tree, get unique ID, because... But I guess this is what sed is for, but I don't know how to use sed. So what I'm gonna do is just new Vim auto loads characters.gd, do a s slash no, doesn't it work? They have to like select everything. %s. Yeah, I guess I need to do %s if I'm not just operating on the same line. And get underscore tree. Okay, so this one actually likes or doesn't have a problem with the, what is this, parenthesis, and get underscore unique ID. And what I want this to be changed to is connections.get my ID, and I want to change all of them. And then I want to edit autoload slash connections.gd, in which I don't need the connections part. So I still have it in role assignment and game.gd. And vim game slash role assignment.gd. And then vim game slash game.gd. And do the same thing. Substitutions on pipeline. So now, let's see the git status. I will restore the UI elements because I have no idea why those are changed. And now the git diff will tell us that connections.getMyID has been changed. Connections.getMyID, this very nice connection type, has been fixed here. I guess we could remove this connection types.local over there, because this is just going to be used as a vehicle to return the connection type. And then we're going to see a connection type that has been changed. We changed these asserts. That's very good. Okay, I think... Yeah, connections.getMyID, items get holder, get network ID. That's good. Connections.getMyID there. Okay. looking fine here. So let's start in the Godot engine again. What I was considering here, what was I considering here? In a moment, I have no idea, I don't remember. But now, here we are at the breakpoint, which we can go through. We are at this other breakpoint, so is the connection type will be now handled correctly? Yes, connection will now go into start button. Very good, and now we can execution resume. Oh, okay. We cannot move. The magnification is not correct. So this the scene is not correct. Whatever this is, the train, the lobby, does not look correct. It's not correct. But everything is loaded up here, and the start game button is over there, and I can press it and then will assert false unreachable. Current state is 0. Okay, so current state. Oh yes, this is what I wanted to change. That was in connections. Because this one now does not have to have a default value. It has a getter, it has a setter. And my name, there will have to be the same. Darn. String equals nothing. And this one will have the setter and getter, and the getMyName function will have to return the underscore my name. And okay, what actually what we need to do is go to this toss function. I need to go all the toss functions everywhere. And instead of just pass, we need to assert false here. And whenever I set my name to something, that should be underscore my name. So whenever I set my name equals something, that will have to be underscore my name. Okay, and now let's save this. Let's save everything by hitting play here and then closing the game. Okay, now everything is saved. So now I can RG plus. So transition handler and connection has TOS. So connections TOS. This is what I just changed here, right? And the transition handler also has a TOS, which should also assert false. Alright, now, whenever there is a problem because of a setGet, okay, TOS, there is very nice. Assertion failed here. Server name equals player name plus. Okay, so that was a very good idea. I am very happy with myself that I could do that. So server name, similar. We need to copy this. Make this underscore server name and then no default value for this. And server name equals something. That should always be underscore server name here. Okay, so this is good. Another assertion failed. Very good. Okay, so this was a very constructive idea, I can say. Current state. Has to be also copied here. So of course the current state itself, where it's failed, it will have to be underscore current state. And this will also have to be underscore current state. And this also have to be underscore current state. And this also have to be underscore current state. And this one also. And get current state should return underscore current state. Yeah, the problem is that didn't I previously do something very silly? So get game scene. Returns underscore game scene. Okay. And get current state returns underscore get underscore current state, and also current state equals something should always be underscore current state. And I guess now it's true. Let's go back to connections, because here I think maybe the server name we have an issue. We need to go to the get server name. Yeah, this have to return underscore server name. So now if I clear the screen and search for DOS again, we'll get, let's, connection type, get my name, get server name, that all has to be, connection type, get my name, get server name, they always return the one with the underscore, and then the other one, get current scene and get game scene. Yeah, they always use the underscore. Okay, good. Let's see if we run into some other assertions. Okay, we actually don't at the moment. So breakpoint. The name here is still not correct. I press start game. Nothing. Why do I have a nothing here? Instead of TOS. That should be TOS. Why do I... TOS. It should be TOS. Our name should be string, and then this one should be... a task object node with an underscore, and we have to have a get name and a get task object node and the get name. Other things like get task position. Okay, so these are actually task UI node. Activate UI. I guess we could have a setget for the test UI node also. So I can create a task UI node like this, and then get a task UI node where get equals get task UI node and set equals tos, and in the get task UI node, which I cannot click on here, return the underscore task UI node, and then when we set task UI node to something, then we actually have to set it using underscore. Yeah, we set and then we deactivate. Okay, very good. Still doesn't answer many of my questions about the things that don't work, like... Okay, we have a breakpoint here, so let's just go through this breakpoint. So this problem I think we already solved, so this can go through. Execution resumed, so no problem. Why do we still have name written here instead of our actual character name? I have no idea. Why is the scale of this map so weird? I think because it was already kind of weird. This scene was not done correctly. It was done in a very hacky way in the original version, so when it got transformed into whatever it is, it's not good. So I say start game, and we are running into another DOS here. Task resource. Assert. So actually this one, we were very smart and we actually put in the assertion for the toss. Originally, I guess. So we need to solve this too. And this is not going to be the... Wait, okay, so I already... Oh, I was... What? I don't even remember what I'm dealing with here. So task object node. So that is a problem if we try to set these now. So task object node equals to something. It should instead be underscore. Which is fine. So in that case, we don't run into the set DOS problem. Task UI node, let's just check if this is correctly done. Yeah, okay, so I wasn't this smart originally. This is just me trying to, I guess, put out fires. So name equals, this should be underscore name. And that's it. Probably our problem is very similar for the player resource. So can we just take a look at the character resources? Character GD, that does not have anything. What we need to do is the character resource, which is for some reason is entirely different place. Resource classes, character resource. Setget, we have a setget here. Only for the network ID, and this is like set network ID. What is set network ID? Okay, this is where it should be looking for. Set network ID. Where is set network ID here? Oh my. search set network ID. Okay. Yeah, this is actually well done. Why is the name not being set for the character? That's one of the questions we have to answer here. So the character resource, does we have a set name? Set name color only. So I guess character, we have a character name, okay. Which have a set get function. When is this function ever called? Or rather, this variable. Label text equals underscore character name and variable character name is a string. Okay. Entity return character resource dot character name. Character name. Role assignment or character name is something. Where do we actually set the character name? Never? Character resource. Oh, set name. There is a set name in. What is character for role screen? Character name equals string. New character icon dot set name. Let's clear it. I have no clue what's going on here. But anyways, this stream is going on long enough. So I will just, once I will go through the, this thing, what is this? Tracing breakpoint step into debugger. So game scene is set, we enter the lobby, which will load the map. Clears nothing because it's empty. Let's go to the remote here. The map is going to be loaded, so actual map is loaded, set HUD node. This is interesting because the HUD node is of course not set yet. But when we jump into here, oh, there is no assertion here that would yeah. There should be an assert here. I don't think this is actually the cause of our problems. This is one of the problems. That will be caused later down the line here. Because we don't have the HUD node yet. But when we actually... There is a set HUD node function here too, which will call the set HUD node on the actual map. So the thing is, what's happening here is that we actually don't have to call this. It's actually absolutely not required, because once the HUD node is set. Okay, so maybe this is required once we load a second map. So I was not right here, but what we should do is that if we check here, if HUD node is not null, then we will do this. And I will leave a comment here. This has to be done for the new maps to be loaded. And of course I will try my best to remove this, like have the HUD node from the map once everything's working. And then so for character resource, in character resources.values, character resource.reset, character, add character resource. So once you go here at character, it creates the character node, sets the ID here. It gets my ID and then connects things. Okay, so maybe the problem is here when we go to the get character node. No, maybe not. When is the character resource actually created? We have the spawn points, the meeting points, positions, character resource, and get character resources. And then add characters with the character resource. So when do we create the character resources? Do we have like a new create character in this one, characters? Update character positions, send all character customizations, no. Register character resource, create character resource. Get my character node, get my character resource, remove character resource, get character resource. Create character node, create character. Okay. Character resource dot set character name. And character name is just no, there is no set get, there is nothing with that. So this should be very simple. So let's try why doesn't it work. So this one I want to go and just progress through, and let's see. Character resource, set character name, name adfaf, which I typed in, which is good. Character name will be set to adfaf. So if I check out character resource here, it has a character name adfaf. That is correct. Okay, so what's going to happen here? So let's set my ID, that's fine. We set the appearance, send the own character data to the other players, return with a character resource, and then game scene, add character with the character resource. So now we've got the game scene, we go to add character, and this is the character resource for some reason. Okay, it has the name adfaf very correctly. Character, and this will go to get character node. So let's jump into this. Character node, it exists. It's an object. So I guess the problem was not here. Because we already have the character node. So when is the character node created? Create character node. So we have a create character node here. New character node equals characters.create character node and network ID. Character node set main character. I'm sorry. So characters. Okay, let's close everything except this. New characters.create character. That is something that happens here. Create character, so character node network ID, that is going to be set here. There is something in the character that's supposed to be set character name. That's what? Create character. Okay, so create character node. Character scene.instantiate. And of course, character scene is this based on entity instantiated. So a new character node that's set character resource. Sorry, movement params. Okay, so when we go to set character resource, so this of course cannot follow it. But we have set no. Maybe that is in entity.gd. Name label. Set character resource. What's up with the names here? So there is the name label. When it's ready, it sets character resource to character name. Okay, so when is this called? Is this another problem with things getting ready in different order than previously? So this one I can jump through. Character resource, set name, name. So if I go into this, set character name, and the name has been changed, I guess. So we go to character resource, name is add, that is correct. Okay, so we just never call set character, what? This is an entity, it just never gets ready? What? Character ready. They have to do dot ready now. Or how do I call whatever I'm inheriting this from? Why do I have an empty ready function here anyways? Maybe that's the problem. Then I am having a useless ready function over there. Okay, so let's just clear all these. Okay, now the name has been changed. Very good. Some things have been achieved here. So at least when the game loads, the character looks wrong because the name tag for some reason have been moved. Oh, this should be center. Okay, that's the problem. So, I mean, let's remove these breakpoints here. So we cannot move, but we actually load properly, and then we press start the game. And that's when we get into trouble, but this is going to be easy because this is going to be just get tree dot get multiplayer no? Isn't it get tree dot something? Get tree dot get multiplayer and then something there. Get default interface, doesn't have object configuration, add remove, set default interface, get reference count, on reference, add user signal, call the herd, connect disconnect image signal. Okay, what do we get from this multiplayer API? Get node, get processed tweens, notify group, string name, queue delete. Okay, what is the scene tree? Get multiplayer, that's all we need. Or the multiplayer API at least. Multiplayer API. Methods, object configuration, add has multiplayer pair, get remote sender ID, get peers, get default interface, create default interface, RPC, poll is server, has multiplayer peer. Set. Isn't there like a... Okay, maybe that's what I need, multiplayer peer. Refuse new connections. Okay, so this is what I need to set. Somehow. Get tree dot get multiplayer. The scene tree get multiplayer returns a multiplayer API. And from that I need to get default interface. Get default interface. And the multiplayer peer will have refuse new connections. No, cannot find property refuse new connections on string name. Oh. That's called multiplayer peer. Okay. Okay, does it work? I mean, we are in the game, we cannot move yet. And things look very weird. But we can actually get in, get out. Very impressed. Okay, let's close the Godot editor. Let's go back to our... Come on. Git status. I will git restore. Okay, let's see what's up with git diff UI underscore elements. Okay, let's git add everything. A lot of things have changed, so I will just commit git commit -m. Creating server, switching back to map and back doesn't cause errors. It doesn't work, but it does not cause errors. So let's git push origin fix game start. And this is going to be the end of this stream while we wait for it to be uploaded to GitHub. So yeah, this is what we've done. If you can, please check the PR for fixing the character. And I will see you in the next episode.